dependent on roads, out of which trucks contribute 38% of the emissions. Further, this sector contributes 13.5% of the global house gas emissions. Over and above that, road transportation within this 13.5% is 88%. 4% is of domestic aviation. Thereafter, whatever is left is inland transportation through shipping, and warehouses also produce a certain amount of greenhouse gases. And therefore, with greenhouse gas emissions being produced at every point, which is here also and here also CO2 is released, we have a sector which is important for the economy of India, but is contributing too much into global greenhouse gases. Further, if you have to reach your 2070 target of net zero means what you produce is sequestered, it is taken back. If these two things have to happen at the same point of time, we have to make sure that we decarbonize this sector. Meaning, if you're adding 1 billion ton should be put into sinks through sequestration. So the decarbonization of this sector is something which is critical. I hope you understand this point. What do I mean by logistics sector? And over and above that, what is the concept of decarbonization? The amount of greenhouse gases which is produced at this given point of time is significant, and it needs to be decarbonized. This is the problem. Some articles give you problems, some articles give you problem and solutions. And this is where the way forward to this has also been identified by the article. Now, when we talk about the way forward, the first way forward which has been talked about is shift from road to rail. The first process of decarbonization is shift from road to rail. The argument being given by the authors is because railways is based on a more efficient network and also on a network which is based on electricity, and with now close to 85% of the locomotives being electric locomotives, it is a better mode of transportation. So we have to make sure that we move from road to rail. But you have to tell me about one thing. Is it talking about passenger traffic or is it talking about freight traffic? Which one? Because if one of them moves to passenger or one of them moves from, or freight moves to road, from road to rail, nothing really will happen. Yes, very good, Nishant. Freight traffic has to move because passenger traffic already is skewed towards the railways. So freight traffic has to move. Freight means goods have to be now transported not by trucks but by the railways. This is where the shift from road to rail freight is extremely important. And to be very honest, we have the capacity to do this. We have been doing it. We have dedicated freight corridors also. Concor, as we know, is a subsidiary of the railways which works to make sure that we are now having double-decker trains. We are having what we call as very heavy locomotives which have a very heavy towing capacity. So we have the capacity to do this. However, it has to be systematized. For that also, last mile connectivity will matter. But trucks should not be taking goods over 100 or 200 or 500 kilometers. As of right now, trucks are traveling 3,000, 4,000 kilometers, and the amount of emission which comes out of that is very significant. Trucks should be for last mile connectivity, not for long distance travel. So the first concept is that it has to be road to rail. The second is, see, the domestic aviation sector can't do anything because aviation needs kerosene, what is called as the aviation grade kerosene. We can't make that too efficient. So the second option which we have is coastal shipping and inland waterways, which is if we can use our rivers better. We have an option to introduce boats which are based on ammonia, hydrogen, LNG, biofuels, methanol or electricity, wherein we are developing these type of boats which are using alternative fuels. If we can do this, we can thereafter also move into a space where last mile connectivity in at least the sectors where we have navigable rivers can come through inland shipping and coastal shipping. So therefore, the two viable options here are railways and coastal shipping and what is called as inland shipping in that. Last is warehouses should be
अरे
based
भाई
on
ये ऑटो
renewable
वाला अलग
energy.
ही चला रहा है.
Therein we can also reduce our carbon footprint. Now let me
निकल.
consolidate everything together so that you can write this in the examination. What really matters is how you produce.
गजब कर दे रहा है, मतलब निकलने का आदमी कोशिश जैसे ही कर रहा है.
That what are they trying to argue and what is
भाई
the basic
सटा दे रहे हो क्या?
Do we all understand that what is the problem statement, what is the solution to it, and what is the broader perspective of this?